freedom for his father. Obviously, it's been well documented that his parents were kidnapped in Colombia. His mother's since been released, but his father remains captive. This game finished 1-1 between these two sides. Liverpool dropping points to lowly Luton Town right now, and this is how things are looking in the table. After this, Liverpool remaining 3 points behind Manchester City and 2 points behind Spurs, who host Chelsea tomorrow. And you wonder if these points could prove costly as the season goes on. Jan Agafiasov is watching this game for us tonight, but we've got to start with you, Stevie, because you are not happy with Liverpool tonight.
It's amazing how one result can spoil your weekend. To be honest, it's the way that Liverpool lost this game that annoys me more than anything. And quite frankly...
They tied.
Sorry, tied. Feels like a loss, you're right. Listen, when you go to places like Luton, and the pitch is small, and it's a wee stadium, and the dressing rooms are tiny, and everything just is not normal. It goes against all the things that you're used to. Then the way you win the game is by being professional. You don't make mistakes, and you be professional, because in 90 minutes, someone's going to come along and you take it, and if you win 1-0, that's fine. But if you win 10, that's better. And Liverpool lost this game by being unprofessional, no question. Darwin Núñez is finished.
They drew the game.
Sorry?
They drew the game.
I keep sorry. Darwin Núñez's finish is unacceptable. In my opinion, you can put that down to being unprofessional. You have to concentrate and do the basics of the game right. And again, that's how you beat these teams, by getting the basics up there. Just simple things. If your quality is there, eventually you'll wear them down and you'll win the game. And Núñez could have won the game by putting that in the back of the net. It's a bread and butter opportunity, and it's unacceptable for him to miss that. But yet again, you talk about unprofessional. Harvey Elliott, his position, corners for, at the edge of the box, you've got two jobs. The first one is if it's knocked out and you can smash it in the top corner, you smash it in the top corner. The other job you have is you have to defend. And at the very least, you have to hold the play up to let everybody get back. That's what you do. And what did Harvey Elliott do? He makes a stupid, rash challenge on Barkley, ends up on his backside, completely puts himself out the game. That is unprofessional. That is not acceptable. Just as much as Darwin Núñez. That is unacceptable. It's your job. And fair play to Luton. It was Barkley with a great run, good pass, good goal. But without Harvey Elliott making a mess of it, that doesn't happen. So it's unprofessional is what it is. That to me is why Liverpool lost this game.
Yeah.
They drew.
They drew.
Sorry, they drew.
Yeah. Steve is right in everything that he's saying. He's making some important points over how Liverpool lost to this game. Okay. Of course, they keep reminding us that we drew, but let's face the facts. Liverpool lost the game. Liverpool lost the game. How do you lose to a team in the bottom league? How many chances did Darwin Núñez have? Like, how many chances did he have in this entire game? How many? And why couldn't he just put even one of those chances in the net? There was a time when the ball came from him. It was a header from Salah, who I actually felt Salah should have scored as well. But what was he doing? What was he doing? How do you hit the ball 12 o'clock when the net is just in front of you? I know, people are going to say that we are coming after this guy. He has been doing so well, but sometimes some of the things that these guys were doing is what is costing Liverpool to get something at the end of the day. How do we find ourselves behind playing with a team that had nothing but one job to defend and try to hit us on counterattacks? That's the only thing that they had. Try to defend and hit us on counterattacks. We failed to get even into the game. We had the ball, passing it around, but we could not produce anything. And it was not because of lack of creativity. There was a lot of creativity, but the boy we were giving the balls to turn them into a goal. We didn't want even 10 goals. We just wanted one goal. And all the chances that Darwin Núñez had were all misses. I know people are going to talk about he has been doing so well for this season, but this is a game that we are going to look back at the end of the season. Maybe we are 1 point behind Arsenal or Man City and say that this is the reason why we did not get to even try to compete for this league, because we were missing of this. These are the games we are not supposed to be shouting and going crazy and getting frustrated over it in the game. Everyone who was watching this game, any Liverpool fan who was watching this game, knows that we lost that game. We lost the game. How did we lose this game? We just could not finish our dinner, and that was the frustrating thing, watching that game from the beginning until to the very end. And Stephen Nicol here has been reminded how many times we drew in this game because it feels like a loss. These guys actually felt bad that they went out of this game without winning this game. And Klopp came out at the end of the game and said that we should have gotten something out of it. We shouldn't have gotten anything out of this game because Luton deserved it, because the boys were just not being professional enough to get the ball or to get the game done with. We were supposed to finish this game. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, don't even get me started talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, let me not get it so much because I'm going out of the points of what Stephen Nicol is talking about, because this is a reaction. I'm gonna give you my reaction over this after the Chelsea Spurs games before that, but now you can see that there's so much anger in me because of what Liverpool did. Let's hear what the others have to say, because this really feels like a loss. Every Liverpool fan knows.
Third time. Jan, Jurgen Klopp said Liverpool didn't deserve anything more from this game than what they did get. It was a draw, by the way, not a loss.
I think we can do a compromise, saying they lost 2 points. I think we can do that. And because when you have a look at the table this weekend, Arsenal lost 3 points, Liverpool lost 2, Aston Villa lost 3 to Nottingham Forest. But yeah, I'm with Stevie, of course. Normally you see Liverpool this season being professional. And you got this feeling this was the 4th round in the cup somehow. And you kind of don't want to give the smaller teams an advantage. I mean, we have to give a compliment to Luton. And it was quite interesting after the game, when you saw the reaction, they were more disappointed than Liverpool. Liverpool kind of, whoa, we got at least a point there. And the goal, as we saw, a brilliant counter-attack. Yes, it was a big mistake by Elliott, but Barkley as well, how he timed his pass there at the end. And somebody said there was a Loney from City giving it to a former player of Manchester United scoring the goals. And that's how it felt. And for Luton, in the position they are in, this season it seems there's going to be 4 or 5 teams battling it out that are a bit worse than the rest of the lot. And that will be a very important point for Luton. But imagine if they won against Liverpool, the confidence they would have built up. So that's been Luton. But Liverpool, I think this season, I wanted to say that they are the big challengers to Manchester City. But the way they kind of behaved in this game was very unprofessional with Stevie there. I'm not sure that I'm with Stevie on that Nunez is unprofessional, missing that chance, because unfortunately we've seen Nunez do that. That was him. What is missing to be a top striker is that he's missing those kind of chances. And Salah not getting away with it either, because Salah tried to head that ball into the goal and it ending up being the best playmaker ever seen on a football pitch. But 2 bad misses from the Liverpool strikers.
I feel as though you have said as well, Stevie.
He's even saying really what makes a lot of sense here when you listen to Jan. Because also when you watch the game, Salah, an entire game, a professional, comes in. We are playing with a team that a lot of people have been walloping, have been beating so terribly, and we are playing and they just cannot get something to at least get into this game. How did we find ourselves in this situation? Trust me, even if we had played for 30 minutes more in that game, I don't think there was anything that was going to come out of this game, because every chances that were being created were being hit outside of this one. I was watching the Football Terrace yesterday and I heard Terry saying that if Højlund could get an opportunity of getting those chances that Liverpool were creating for Nunez, he would have scored so many goals, because it did not even make sense. Salah was just out of the game. It felt like these guys were forced to get into the pitch. I don't know, did they underrated Luton to that point. The guys got into the Premier League from the Championship. They found themselves in the Premier League. It was not by mistake. No team ever gets into the Premier League coming from the Championship by mistake. And I felt like Liverpool went into this game feeling like it's easy work, easy 3 points. And that was one of the worst mistakes we made in this game, because Luton made us suffer for this. The goalkeeper ended up looking like a professional because we just could not get the goal at the back of the net. It felt like Liverpool were playing an FA Cup game. It felt like a FA Cup game, and Klopp is coming out, we do not deserve into this, because he saw with that we did not deserve anything out of this game. And it's just so painful that I had to watch 90 minutes of that game with nothing, no anything to believe that we're gonna create anything, and it was painful to watch. It was very, very, very painful. How do we get ourselves in this thing? And I don't want to hear stats that Liverpool have not beaten any 4 of the last relegated promoted teams in the Premier League. That is nonsense. We looked like we were a team that was going to, challenge Man City, but not after the performance we saw today. It doesn't even look like we can even hold on to being the top 4. If we play like that with Luton, with any other team, Sheffield, even Burnley would beat us. It was terrible to watch. It was terrible to watch. I can't wait to hear what Ali is going to say, because what I saw was really...
About Nunez, this is something that you have to accept with him, that it's just going to be part of his game. There are the big misses, but there will be the important goals too.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But I would just go back to what I said. Being professional is about basics. At the end of the day, it's about basics. And it doesn't get any more basic than what Darwin Núñez should have done to put a ball in an empty net from 4 yards. That is a lack of composure. It's a lack of concentration, because this is not a tough skill. This is absolute bread and butter. And the only way you don't put that ball in the back of the net is if you don't take enough care and attention on what you're doing. And when you don't take enough care and attention on what you're doing, in my book, that's being unprofessional. And that's why Liverpool drew today.
Darwin Núñez reminds me of the goalkeeper that I'm sure we've all had in our teams at some point or another, that is capable of the incredible save. The incredible save. The athletic save that there's no chance you're getting to that ball and he's able to make it. And somehow he's also very capable, more than capable, of the catastrophic moment all the time. The basic stuff, the basic save, the basic decision is unable to make that consistently. And so I would say, from the perspective of a striker, whatever you may think of me as a striker, for him it's going to be far more important, I think, over the course of his career, that he's able to put these chances away instead of the spectacular ones. Because more of these chances are going to show up than spectacular ones. And until he cleans this up, until he, and with this I agree with Stevie, this is about concentration. It's too much, perhaps too much time for him to think about it. Yeah. That he sees the ball coming across and it's like, I'm going to score the game winner, and all these thoughts get into his head, and he forgets about the very basic skill of executing 3 yards out. He's taken it for granted. And when there is a thought process for a guy that has a history of missing easy chances, now that gets in your head. And that starts playing games with you to the point to where you get in positions where, like, my goodness, I hope they don't find me with the ball here. I'd rather hit the shot from a tight angle that nobody thinks I'm going to score. And if I score, I'm great, than somebody just passing a ball 3 yards out and everybody thinks that I should score. The 100% chance becomes a difficult skill for somebody who's thinking about it. And to me, Darwin Núñez is thinking about it.
And that
I think that's the best thing that you can actually understand of what Ali just said about Darwin Núñez. He is a type of a goalkeeper, like he reminds him of a goalkeeper who it's easy for you to score. Who it's easy for you to score him an easy pass into the back of the net rather than a crazy shot. He will save it like his life depends on it. Because now when you now think about it, it seems like he has more confidence kicking the balls from a angle which you don't expect him to score, because somehow when he scores, he becomes the hero, and when he doesn't, nobody talks about it. But the problem is this: with the way Liverpool creates, so many chances you're gonna get are the easy tap-ins and the easy things that you should do, and that we cannot call this its lack of skill that he missed that chance that he was just 4 yards in an empty net. We call that lack of concentration, because the ball is coming to him in his mind. He's not supposed to think about the celebration. He's supposed to think about he's not even supposed to be thinking the basics. Allow the ball to do the natural things to getting in that go into that one. Trust me, if that was Cody Gakpo, that goal goes inside the net every single time, because the tap-ins, these are what Liverpool are known for, creating so that you tap in the types of chances that Darwin Núñez was getting. Because if this continues, the more chances that Liverpool are able to create are the easy ones, rather than the crazy spectacular goals that he's gonna score and they will go crazy. Because if this continues, man, we are in trouble. It's all about lack of concentration for me. The way he missed that chance, the goalkeeper was not even there. No defender in front of him. It was him, the ball, and the net, and he decided to kick it up forward. That is lack of concentration. And if you don't talk about these things, if you don't come out and say what you have to say about what we saw, it's gonna be crazy. We need to talk about these things. We need to talk about these types of shots, chances that are like this, that are easy to score. We need to talk about these ones. These are supposed to be easy things you do if you are Darwin Núñez in any game. I don't know. I'm losing my mind here, because I did not expect to drop points to Luton. I did not see that. Of course, I predicted them to be the surprise of the package that came from the championship, but not against my team. When I talk about it, it actually sounds so crazy, but hey, that's really terrible.
If I may just say shortly, I think that is quite interesting what was Alice saying, because when you are in that position, you got a lot of you have so much time to think. And I think when you're into that roller coaster thinking that Núñez sometimes you feel he is, you forget to do the basic. Because if you do a volley or if you do a shot from 30 yards, you don't have to think, you just have to do your technique. But if you're in these chances, those are the tap-ins that a goal getter is doing. Yes, we remember the big goals from Haaland or Lewandowski or Harry Kane scoring from the halfway line. But the basic, the daily bread are the tap-ins. And this was the mother of all tap-ins.
One quick thing about that, Kate. Think about, and Jan just mentioned Harry Kane. The second goal yesterday against Borussia Dortmund. Was there any doubt that Harry Kane was going to finish that tap-in? And there is no stress in the way that he goes about it. It's just passing the ball into the back of the net. When you see Darwin Núñez trying to take that chance on today, there is all this whole production coming towards the ball from him. No, it's a pass into the back of the net from 3 yards out. Again, there's too much thought going on right now.
Well, just to that point, though, given that Harry Kane is older, does it come with time? Does it come with maturity?
Well, I suppose it comes with maturity, but I would say that, you know what else comes with maturity? Scars. And things that you hang on to. And the worst thing that a striker can do is carry that with him. I'm going to tell you. I carry those things with me, and hence why I'm here.
What is the difference between Harry Kane and Darwin Núñez? And maybe it comes with maturity, maybe like what Kate is saying, that it's going to take time for this guy to really get it right. Because we sang this song last season. We sang it, we shouted it, and we talked about it. But things like tap-ins, Darwin should be the easiest things you score. We don't want you to score the spectacular so that we go crazy on you. We want you to score the easy goals so that we smile with you, because no matter what, goals always wins games. And today's game, what it was lacking is the goals. And that's why it felt like we lost this game. That's why it is a loss in our heads, because there were no goals. We need goals to win, and you are not giving us that. It was even an easy one because this was a tap-in. It's not like the first one. It's not like the shots he was taking from outside. I'm not complaining about the ones he was kicking from outside. I want the tap-ins to be the ones that goes in, because if that tap-in had gone in, it's probably a different game than how this game ended up to be. We had to struggle. We had to hope for Lucho Diaz to come in and actually become the savior of the game. And I'm actually surprised that these guys did not talk about it. Luis Diaz, he was the difference maker, people. He came in and he was holding a shirt, shouting that freedom for his father. And I felt like I was really touched. It ended up becoming an emotional game. It ended up going like this, but let's talk about the most important things of the game. I know the father thing is very important, huge important, humongous important, but in terms of this thing that I'm talking about, in terms of this game, in terms of what the point these guys have raised, it should have been Darwin Núñez. Okay, let's call it was not his day. But how many of the tap-ins is he gonna miss in? We want him to score the tap-ins. We want Salah to show up in games that looks so demanding, being the difference maker he used to be, because if he disappears the way he did today, look how we struggled to find anything in this game. It can't be the only way we have to play every single time as Liverpool, especially if we want to achieve something. It's really, really painful to watch. It's really, really difficult, people, I'm telling you. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What did you think of the game between Liverpool versus Luton? Were you disappointed like I was? What are you expecting to see from this team? How can we improve from this? How can we be a better team? How do we find ourselves in not finding ourselves in the positions where we keep losing to teams like this? Because to be honest, I cannot take it any longer. We need to show that we are really in this competition. We really want to win something. We have to show it, because at this moment, what I've seen is nothing to prove that we want to win it. Anyway, I'm out. Subscribe. I'll keep talking. I'll make more of these comments when I'm doing my review of the last 3 games. Remember, there's still last game to be played tonight, so I'll be up for that one. Click the like button, subscribe to the connect. I'm out. Peace.